The video came through a secure channel, no subject line, no sender name. I was in the desert, boots in the dust, waiting on extraction when I pressed play. At first, just darkness. Then the hiss of liquid. A beam of light caught their faces, her face and the man beside her, both holding red canisters. Gasoline pooled in the dirt, around the porch, up the siding, past the open window where a small shadow moved inside. My son. She laughed at something he said. He lit the match. The flare burned too bright on the grainy screen. The image froze there, flames mid-bloom. The feed cut. My throat stayed still. My hands didn't shake. But something in me, something human, shut down in a single, clean motion. I booked the first flight out, and I didn't come alone. By the time I landed, the house was gone. Charred bones on blackened earth. My mother was alive, barely. My son had been pulled out by a neighbor who'd smelled the smoke. She hadn't asked for me. She hadn't even asked for them. She just lay in that hospital bed with her oxygen mask, eyes fixed on a corner of the room no one else could see. The sheriff met me outside. "It's under investigation," he said. His words smelled of cheap coffee and politics. "But there's no evidence tying anyone to—" I didn't bother to finish the sentence for him. He wouldn't say, "my wife." He wouldn't say, "his nephew." When I saw her, she hugged me like a wife who'd been waiting, said all the right things, asked all the right questions. Too fast. Too precise. The smell of gasoline was gone from her hair, but I could still see it in my mind. The way she'd smiled. I smiled back. I didn't ask where she'd been that night. Not yet. I started with the small things, a list of her movements, purchases, phone calls. I found the lover's name in a joint credit card statement, hotel charges 3 towns over, calls between them at midnight, hours before the fire. The neighbor who'd pulled my son from the flames remembered a truck idling at the end of the road, described a license plate I already knew. I said nothing, made dinner, slept in our bed, watched her sleep, wondering if she dreamed of the fire. When I was away, I'd been a soldier. Now I was something else, quiet, patient, studying the terrain. I reached out to an old contact in forensics. He got me stills from traffic cameras. Her car, his truck, both heading toward my mother's road an hour before the blaze. I kept everything in a file no one would ever find until I wanted it found. 2 weeks later, my contact handed me the report. Accelerant residue matched the sample from the remains of the house. Both vehicles caught on camera. Witness statements placing them together that night. It wasn't suspicion anymore. It was fact. She'd tried to erase my bloodline. With him. That evening, I poured her a drink, slid the folder across the table, watched her open it. Her hands slowed as she flipped the pages. Her eyes darted between me and the photographs. Still frames of her holding the canister, the match's flare caught on camera. "You?" "Yes," I said. She swallowed. No denial, just the quick flicker of someone calculating exit routes that no longer existed. "I've sent copies," I told her, "to the state fire marshal, to the insurance board, to your parents." She set the glass down. "We can—" "No." I leaned in, voice low enough to disappear in the hum of the fridge. "You won't see my son again. You won't speak his name. And when they come for you, you'll understand why I didn't call the police myself." She stared, searching for the man she'd known. He wasn't there. I told her I'd sent one more copy, to her lover's enemies. Men whose debts he'd run from. Men who'd burn more than a house to collect. Her breath caught. Not fear for him, fear for herself. Good. I stood, left her at the table with the file still open, her future bleeding out in black and white. My son sleeps down the hall now. He doesn't wake when the floor creaks, doesn't flinch when the wind rattles the windows. Not yet. The sheriff hasn't called, but the news did. A man matching the lover's description was found in a burned-out car 2 counties away. They used dental records to confirm. She's gone. Left the state, maybe the country. I don't care. Some nights I sit on the porch of my rebuilt house, feel the air, listen for footsteps that never come. People think revenge is fire and fury. It isn't. It's silence. It's leaving them with nothing they can fight, nothing they can fix. It's knowing they'll never get to explain. The last thing I said to her was the last thing she'll ever get from me. You had your match. Now, burn.